Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time, hello, hello. I'm live both on YouTube and Facebook. Right now, we're going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for the Starseeds. This is for the second half of July 2019. The energy is just really crazy right now. I don't know what it is. Like, part of me is ridiculously chill, and then there's this other part of me that's like ready for something to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. And that's kind of what is weirding me out. It's a really odd feeling of anxiety, but not. I don't quite know how to quantify this. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's do a ClairTarot reading. And again, I'm live on both YouTube and Facebook. So let's just get started. This is a ClairTarot reading for Starseeds for the second half of July. Whew. So I know that there is going to be some sort of lunar event, I believe on the 17th. I think it's like a partial eclipse. And then we are in Mercury retrograde. So it's all this wonderful, all this wonderful, adding to the mix of what the fucks do. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. All right, starseeds. If you're not familiar with what a starseed is, they are the individuals who have a resonance with galactic lineages. So basically, yes, you are still human, but you have a very considerable amount of morphogenetic coding that is from other galactic races. This makes you a seed from the stars. So there's many starseeds here. Your first card number 28, collaborative dreaming. Starseeds, you've been asked to activate a few times over the past few months. The way activations work, they don't always stay active. Sometimes you get activated and it primes and then it goes dormant again. And then it will be activated, priming even more space, and then it'll go dormant again. And I think this is what's been going on over the past few months. And honestly, I think at this point, those of us who are still in a semi-sleeping type of state, yeah, no. No more. You're going to be really, really accelerated through a process of awakening. And the way that typically happens is a very intense ascension cycle where many of the people who you once resonated with will no longer resonate with you. You'll find yourself feeling somewhat isolated, misunderstood. Some of you might even begin to feel as though you're being targeted intentionally for no reason. That's all to clear away the things that are unnecessary within your field. Not everyone is going to resonate with you, and that's fine. Not everyone's meant to resonate with you. You're not meant to exist within the confines of society's boxes of norms. And so collaborative dreaming, there is still a portion of even those who are awake that have been left dormant. And for those people, those sections will be waking up. Okay. Now, card number 31, trust yourself. Things may begin to take a turn for the weird, and you may begin to experience sensations, recall certain things that don't make sense. And it's like, was that a dream? Was that a dream from I don't know when that's suddenly coming up? It could be a dream from you don't know when, or it could be soul memories from previous lives that you've lived. And you're going to have to really trust yourself. You have the entirety of all of your lives, previous lives, backing you up. That's every single life that you have lived prior to this life that you're in right now, you have gathered information, you have harvested coding, information, experiences, all of that to propel you forward for this life. Everything you've experienced up to this point as a soul is preparing you for something that you're going to do in this life. And that happens for every single life. And you have to trust yourself. Don't trust me. Don't trust other people. Don't trust what you see, you know, or read or any of that. Trust the guidance you get from inside you. And this reading, along with all my other readings, is simply to confirm for you what you are already receiving from your soul. It's very important you begin to really take that in. Everything outside of you is simply to help confirm and provide further clarity for things that your soul has already been guiding you to understand. So it's going to feel like we are in a shitstorm, because we are. Card number 1, after the storm. We're going to go through some shifts, okay? Gaia herself is already doing all these shiftings with all of these earthquakes that are being recorded outside of California too. You know, it's not just California having major earthquakes. Outside of California, Gaia is in constant movement and we're just not aware. We're not checking the news. But if you were to look on, you know, a website that tracks tectonic plate activity, you will see we are constantly having earthquakes. And a storm is definitely brewing. Should we be afraid? No. That's why you came into this life, to experience this with all of us. We're supposed to experience this together, get different viewpoints from different parts of our journey and kind of put it all together when we go back home together. So after the storm, you're going to have with you additional knowledge, additional coding, because there's going to be quite a few solar storms. There's the partial lunar eclipse, and Mercury is playing. Mercury. You guys, we can't blame everything on Mercury, okay? All Mercury does is give back to you all the shit that you put out there. When Mercury goes into retrograde, it's clearing away all the bullshit filters that we've placed in front of us to block out our recognition of what we're doing. If you're having a really hard time for Mercury retrograde, you need to kind of sit and see, where is this coming from? Where is this rooted within you? Because you're here to anchor in very high frequencies. And with that, as the frequencies come in, it's going to absolutely shake things up within your auric field. All those emotions, all those past traumas that have settled, and you think it's all nice and neat because it's no longer floating around, it's going to agitate that. That's why we feel agitated during that Mercury retrograde. It's preparing us to receive extremely high frequencies once Mercury goes back direct. So prepare for that internal storm, as well as solar and whatever the hell else other kind of storms. Okay, all of that's coming, and it's not going to break you. It's not going to derail you. It's actually going to serve a purpose to help propel you forward. Starseeds, I feel energy accreting. It's getting more intense. It's a fullness in the chest, slight difficulty breathing. Very high frequencies are being prepared to enter our atmosphere. I don't know if you guys can feel it too. Yeah, Billy, Mercury is a messenger. I agree. So let's get you guys more cards. All right. This is my new shit talking deck. It cracks me up. That just cracks me up. Let's see what's going on. All right. It's a lot of coins. What I'm seeing is you're going to be putting a lot of work into something. It's going to be a very hot process. Okay, you're gonna have to put in this work. You might get burned along the way, but it's definitely going to be something that's worth your while. Okay, there might be a period where you stall just for a little bit, where you have to kind of address any self doubts that you have. At the end, it culminates into Two of Coins, which this is good. This is good because it's going to be a coming together of your masculine and your feminine energies. You're going to also, for the star seeds, this might be a twin coming in. This might be a twin coming in. If you're just looking at the picture, you guys are becoming aware of each other's energy. Don't be playing with me. You guys are going to be aware of each other's energies. And for some of you, it might be enough of a charge to bring them into your actual real life. For others of you, it might just be the recognition that there is something out there that's waiting for you. And if that's the case, don't be surprised if you begin to feel as though you have to find something. There's something that is missing. You have to find it. You don't know. You have to go somewhere. You don't know. There's a lot of I don't know. It's you just can't quite put your finger on it, but there's something that's driving you kind of nutty and you're trying to figure it out. Well, it's because you're pinging each other is what it is. Y'all have started pinging each other. So we also got the moon card, which, when this pops up, this usually means a lot of things. Oh my gosh, she got a white rabbit. Girl, stop playing with me. Stop it. So when the moon card comes up, there's a very high likelihood of things being done in the dark, okay, in the shadow. And that's not to say that things being done in the shadow are things that are evil or malevolent, like a malicious intent. No, it's just things that are hidden, things that you're not quite ready to allow to the forefront of your awareness. So because of your fear of this unknown, it gets dealt with in the shadow. Oh. Okay. So for some of you, the twin is not just for some of you, the twin is not just randomly aware of this phantom energy and trying to find it. For some of you, the twin has actually found you, but hasn't come forward. So they're kind of just lurking in the background, watching, like the ultimate creeper. And that's okay. That's okay. Maybe they're shy. Maybe they're shy. There's one more card that I want to kind of talk about. It's the universe card. Let's see. Kuan Yin just came up hella much in the moon and the universe. Okay. The universe card. This is about attachment, completion, perfection, ultimate change, synthesis, fulfillment, capability, triumph in undertaking, rewards of hard work, and admiration of others. So when you pair the moon along, where's the other card? Two of Coins, it's kind of like y'all are pulling each other in. Down, they found you and they're creeping. And I creep. Yeah. Keep it on the down low. And then there's this recognition. When they're observing you, if they're already observing you right now, and this might be already happening for some of you, I'm pretty sure they're not fully aware yet of who you are, but they feel your energy and they're like, what the hell is up with this person? What is up with this person? I cannot stop going and checking their page and all kind of other weird feelings that they can't quite comprehend yet because they're not fully aware of who you are, the gravity of your presence in their journey. And it's very unsettling for a twin who's found their twin to not recognize yet who that is. It's just this really weird feeling, I guess, where they're like, I feel like a creep, for lack of a better word. I feel like a creep because I don't know, I can't stop going on their profile. This is why. Put your profile on private. I'm joking. You don't have to. So let's get you guys more cards. Starseed, you guys are being activated for something. And the reason the twins would play a role in this is because that completes the energy. I mean, really though, it completes the energy. You're not one half of something. You are a totality unto yourself, okay? But you do have a divine complement, and that's what the twin is. And when you pair those two together, when they reconnect, even if it's just energetically, you get some serious levels of badassery. What I found is that one twin has a tendency to be more highly advanced, more highly evolved than the other. And the one that's not as evolved tends to be much more powerful, like brute force power. So you'll have a navigator and a battery pack. And when you put those two together, I totally snorted. There you go. I snorted. That so wasn't intentional. I snorted. All right, get yourself together, girl. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast off. Seriously, I mean that is definitely a partnering that is a force to be reckoned with when they're both balanced, and that's the key. Both need to be balanced. You can't have one that's like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't have one that's drama, playing on their violin. Woe is me, I can't get my way. Dog, this is a team effort. Let me quit messing around. Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel guides your creativity. So at this point, you know, you're going to get to a point as a starseed where you're accreting tremendous amounts of energy. It's going to really, really drive you bonkers if you hold that in. The way this energy was supposed to work, you weren't supposed to hoard it. You were supposed to be an open channel for that energy to filter through and anchor into Gaia. And if you don't, you're going to mess yourself up. It's not going to make you more powerful. It's going to damage you. It's going to injure you severely. And that's where you get these cases of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune conditions. That's energy that was not allowed to pass through. And so what ends up happening, if you have molecular compaction that is causing narrowing or blockages within your central chakra line, or your chakras are blocked, that energy is coming in, it's pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding, and then poof, the little boo-boos burst. If you fracture your chakra, that's one thing, but to shatter it, that gets you messed up. And I know this for a fact because I've shattered my entire central chakra line, gave myself a wicked ass case of fibromyalgia for about 6 years. Okay, it was at that point most of my hair fell out. So I'm speaking from experience. Light of hope. Hope gives us positive feelings and energy to accomplish what we desire. So first, you're going to have to use your creativity. You're going to have to get creative with how you're going to use the energy that you're pulling in. It's not for you to hold on to, okay? You can try it, but you're going to mess yourself up. That's a fact. That's a proven fact. You will mess yourself up. That's fine. If you want to do that, go ahead. You go to my website, book yourself a session. We'll fix it. Don't mess yourself up. I'm just being sarcastic. Don't mess yourself up. And then light of hope. Hope gives us positive feelings and energy to accomplish what we desire. So once you set your mind on how you're going to discharge this energy, then you have to trust in the process. You have to allow yourself to believe the truth that you are going to accomplish whatever you set your mind to, okay? We also have chosen, make a difference in people's lives. This is what you are, Starseeds. You are chosen. You have been carefully selected to do this, to bring in the energies. And there's no one definitive right or wrong way to bring in this energy. It just has to be pulled in and anchored here. One of the easiest ways to do this is just by being yourself, allowing the energy to flow through you, allowing people to see, to witness you being who you are. And through that, it infuses their field with this extremely high frequency. It inspires them. When your field becomes infused with extremely high frequencies, you're temporarily able to tap into higher levels of dimensional consciousness. The higher the level of dimensional consciousness, the closer you get to your Christ consciousness, the closer you get to your true soul purpose, your compassion, your divine blueprint, all of that. And then you begin to have, get greater clarity on what you really need to do in life. And so all you have to do is just be yourself. Just be yourself. Use it to save the world. We are not here as saviors. That is something we absolutely need to know. We are not here with a Messiah complex and needing to save others. No, 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 no. We do not send love to anyone who doesn't first ask or give permission when we ask if we can send love. We are here to respect a sovereign's sovereign space. We don't do any of that because that is an attempt to dominate someone else. What if your thoughts and opinions on how they should be living is not how they actually should be living? Then you've become an oppressor. You've somehow begun oppressing someone else who you are here to save. And, you know, no, just no. We're not messiahs, okay? Let me get you guys a couple other cards. I'm loving this deck, like ridiculously loving this deck because it's sassy and funny and just the girl has a stick to beat you with. So let's go ahead and get some cards from this deck. Get you guys further clarity for the second half of July. And it's really important that we begin to understand why we're here. We're here to assist, okay? Elaborate on that, please. Sending love. Okay, how do you guys send love? Are you familiar with non-specific induction? Because unless you're aware and actively choosing to non-specifically induct energy, you're cording into someone. Okay, cords, because creation is nothing more than a stair step of smaller and smaller scales of a grand design. So if that's the case, then what else is a cord? Oh, an umbilical cord, right? And is an umbilical cord a one-way street? Is it the mother just sending love, nutrients? No. For all the nutrients, all the fluids that go into the baby pushes out all the toxins. You see how that works? Whatever is displaced within the baby is then pushed out. Same amount of volume. There's never a void left behind. Creation does not like to leave voids. So when you send love, you are cording into another being, and they can decide exactly what they want to send back to you. You have no say in that. What are they going to send back? Gratitude? Most people that you send love to, not all, but most that you send love to are not yet aware of how to receive love, of how to respond when love is received. So most will fight it because let's face it, this quote that I came across where it talks about how some people have been wounded for so long that the wound has become their identity. They identify as a wounded individual without consciously recognizing it. So when you go to heal that wound, that's interpreted as you going to erase their identity. And I highly doubt any being, whether galactic, human, alive, deceased, it doesn't matter. I highly doubt any being would willingly allow you to erase their identity as they know it. It's not going to end well. So sending love, I don't recommend it. You open yourself up to so much liability. Does that mean you don't feel compassion? Does that mean you don't offer to help people when you see struggling and pain? No. It means you respect someone else's wishes. If someone were to tell me, if we're arguing, me and someone else are arguing and we're disagreeing about something religious, and they tell me I'm going to pray for you, what the fuck's that mean? You're going to pray for me because I'm a heathen? Because what? I'm going to hell, so you have to pray for me for my salvation because I don't agree with your beliefs. I'm now condemned to rot in hell, and so you have to pray for me so that God will have forgiveness in its heart for me as a heathen, unworthy of love. Those are all boom, boom, boom. Follow the strings. Follow the strings. If you don't quite, I hear your echo, dude. If you don't quite like follow the strings, can you mute that?
Oh.
This man. If you don't follow the strings of exactly what it is you're participating in, that's a form of subjugation. You know, when you say, I'm going to pray for you, that's you're trying to dominate someone else. That's a low key, very thinly veiled statement of you've been condemned. And hopefully it's not too bad. I'll kind of ask on your behalf for that sentence to not be so bad. And most people don't quite get this. I mean, is prayer bad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when you start doing this without being asked, you're taking away their sovereign right. And that's not okay. That's not a very godly thing to do. Does God take away your decision to choose, your ability to decide for yourself? Absolutely not. That's why people are able to make horrible decisions for themselves, because God so loved you that you were given free will and free reign over your life. Just saying. Let's get you guys a card. Just saying. So I have very, and these are just my personal opinions. You don't have to take it in as your truth. You don't have to use it as a mantra for the way you live. These are just my personal opinions, okay? Before people get mad and try and crucify me. I ain't Jesus, I will fight back. That's what I like to tell people. I'm not Jesus. The only reason I turn my other cheek is to really cock that before I slap you back. Because no, I'm not going to take that. All right, let's get you guys cards. Ooh, see? Let's get you 2 cards. Put this back. So here we go. Medicine of the Divine Mother. Choose your divine medicine to feel grounded and peaceful. Your morning walk, daily prayer or yoga class, your time to dance each evening or meditate, to do an oracle card reading or sit quietly with a cup of tea and reflect upon what you are grateful for in that moment. Simple daily routines done with awareness allow you to feel my love for you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. This ties into the request from your soul to find a creative outlet for which to use this energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be used on others. There was no stipulation in your soul contract that's asking you to martyr yourself. You're not to be a savior and you're not to be a martyr. Okay? Those 2 things, hashtag no. Hashtag no. Definitely use your creativity to find ways to use this energy to benefit yourself and allow people to witness this self-healing, this self-loving. And that's how you inspire them. You don't inspire them by lecturing them. You inspire them by living your true life, your best life, and letting them witness this. Because when they witness it, it allows them to give themselves permission to also live their authentic life, okay? Be guided now. Allow yourself to be guided. The guide cannot take the steps for you. That's your job. Hence, we cannot be saviors. We can't save anyone from anything. That's your job. But the guide can show you the way. It's up to you. If you choose to take it, Whether you tread carefully, dance, or run along the sacred pathway towards the loving arms of the Holy Mother, she's always there to help you. So, if you're feeling very unbalanced with all of these energies coming in, allow that sacred mother energy to hold your hand and steady you. Now, this concept that God is a he, you really think God is just limited to one gender? When human beings can identify with more than one gender, you think God identifies with one gender? I doubt that. I believe God to be so much more than what humans can actually wrap their mind around. So God can be a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. It's like the everything. And once when I was asked what God is, to define God, I mean, really, once you begin defining the undefinable, it ceases to be what it originally was, which is undefinable. So what is God for me? The everything, the nothing, and the spaces in between. There's no limits. So God can be a mother figure. God can be a father figure. God can be your equal. You can allow yourself to raise yourself up high enough that God can be seen as an equal. And that's not to say that, you're trying to be God. That's more of a recognition that you have a spark of God within you. That part within you, that's a spark that came from God, is an equal to God. Remember that part of you. And you'll begin to inspire yourself and everyone who witnesses you being your authentic self. So let me just, what card is next? Let's go ahead and pull this card. Hold on, guys. Yes, I have time for one more card. Let's see. All right. So I believe it's on the 17th that a lunar event is happening. And again, the lunar event is going to be tied to yin energy. Okay. Yin is dark. It's feminine energy. That's the feminine half of God, the totality of the God energy. A lot of things happen in that dark, shadowy space. I mean, we are created in that dark, shadowy space. The womb is complete darkness. So this is a period where you can really consciously choose to rebirth yourself into a greater version of yourself, one that's better able to serve humanity with deeper levels of compassion. There we go. I love this. All right, all done. All right, card number 37, Sacred Soul Sister. When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. I love you. I am your other self. I'm with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I'm the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my crazed truth telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I am the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet, there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there's no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community were not enough, there is a partner, an ally who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you, but that is her talking to you, demanding and reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination, or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just a part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. So it's sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear also moves along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sister is met through reflection. She can be received in those moments of rest where great ideas are born. She is a genius, you see, vastly creative and inspired. Her worlds are those we access in sleep and meditation, or absorbing engagement in activity, where the mind can relax and drop into realities far more vast than those of our daily life and be replenished. I'm getting a message. The creativity. Starseeds. You were created to not think like an average human being. You think as though there is no box. You don't just think outside of the box. You think and process your co-created reality in such a way where it is evident there is no box of limitations. It's time at this point for you to begin seeing this world the way it's meant to be and bringing it to fruition. Whatever ideas you have, ways in which you feel you could help others grow, put it into practice. Stop being afraid of failure. Stop being afraid of what other people are going to think. Stop being afraid of being you. That's one of the biggest struggles of a starseed is rejection, abandonment, fear of the unknown, fear of reclaiming your greatness. Because you've stuck out like a sore thumb for your entire life. All you ever want to do is fit in. And I'm sorry to tell you this, you will never fit in. You were not created to fit in. You were created to be so big that when someone tries to shove you in a box, your presence in that box breaks the whole fucking box. Time to break the box. It's time for you to just be who you are. Have a knowing, not just faith, okay? Faith was a seed that Jesus came here to plant. We were supposed to have watered that seed to grow it into a knowing, to turn that faith into gnosis. Now is the time for us to recognize faith is not enough. You have to exist with a knowing. You came here to change this world. You're not going to change it by continuing to operate in the same fashion that we have always operated it. The world doesn't change that way. You're waiting for change. You are the change. Once you recognize that, you'll create such a huge tsunami effect. And anything that stands in the way of this change, this redirection back to compassion, back to actual love, authenticity, it will be swallowed up by the waves of change. Just like a tsunami can swallow entire villages with zero effort, our wave of change will also do that. But we have to start. We have to start. I can't be the only one just being me. All of you that are watching this, I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, it's so amazing. Emmy is just so real. You're fucking real too. Stop putting it all on me like Emmy's the only one that's real. You're fucking real too. That's why you resonate with me. Because you see the part of you that wants to let go of the false co-created reality that you're trying to continue to be a part of. You are just as real as I am. And the reason you keep coming back to watch the bullshit that I talk about, because I mean, honestly, like, what am I really even talking about half the time? I'm messing around half the time. And the reason you keep coming back is because every time you come back, it gives you just a little bit more courage to finally allow your truth to kind of just peep out just a little bit. You have no more time. You have to just be you at this point. Because the only other option is to choose to be in that village that's about to be swallowed by the tsunami of change. And if you think you're going to be given advance notice, this is your only advance notice. I hope you realize that. This is your only advance notice. If you look at the way the world functions when there's a tsunami warning, you don't get much time. So unless you put it into action now, your soul is going to have to honor the promises that it made. On a soul level, it made promises before you came into this life. Souls are not allowed to break promises. They have too much integrity. It won't break its promise, but it will break you. And this is just real talk. Your soul, not someone else, your soul will break you, will break the areas in which you're resisting the return of your greatness. And I know this because this is what my soul does to me. And it's harsh. It's a harsh truth. And if it scares you, the only thing you're afraid of is you. Can someone else do this to you? No. This is your soul authorizing other people to assist in the breaking of your perception of who you are, of this reality that you're existing within. This is the very reason why I don't believe anyone can victimize me. This is also the very reason why form as many groups as you want to try and take out Emmy, but you can't undo the will of a soul. You just can't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I couldn't even stop it. I didn't want to be visible. I was perfectly content with no one knowing a damn thing about me, no one knowing I even exist. Just a shadow of a wallflower all the way in the back of the room. And as hard as I tried, even I couldn't stop it. So what are you going to do? Are you going to wait until your soul forces you into compliance? And I will share this with you guys, okay? I am so motherfucking stubborn. I was forced to be homeless for 5 months before I complied with coming live. That's how hard I held on to me wanting to not be known. I lived in a parking lot for 5 months. Do you need to be homeless? What needs to happen to you before you recognize you're not going to win that fight against your soul? What needs to happen? Can this live stream be enough to help encourage you to just allow yourself to blossom? Blossom in the light of your own truth. Be your authentic self. Allow other people to see you just being you without having to prove anything. Allowing your soul to provide for you without fear that you'll be going without. These are big steps, okay? These are not like willy-nilly, oh, I think I'm gonna wear blue socks today instead of purple. These are big steps. But you have big shoes. Once you recognize that, you'll realize the steps, it ain't nothing. It's just a part of the path. You just got to walk it. So, man, I'm not resentful that I was made homeless. I knew what was going on. I knew what was going on. I wasn't afraid. I didn't feel deprived. I had conversations with my soul. I understand why you're doing this, but I'm not ready. I don't want to. I don't want to yet. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do to me. But right now, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. So just leave me be in this parking lot. Let me have my quiet time in this parking lot with my family. Do you need to have those moments? And if I'm going to be really, really honest, I fucking love that period of my life. I don't see it as a hardship that I went through. I see it as time for my family and I to bond before I stepped into the limelight. Before I allowed myself to be shared with all of you. So was it a punishment? No. I definitely don't feel like it was a punishment. Was I afraid? No. Hell, as a matter of fact, one night we were sleeping. I could have sworn I heard firecrackers outside, and I was like, whatever. Went to sleep. Then in the morning, we got a knock on the RV door real early, and it was the manager of the store. We're going to need you guys to move. There was a murder in the parking lot last night. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, what? So someone was murdered in the parking lot while we slept. Did that scare me? No. My husband was freaked out. He was really freaked out. And I was like, didn't it tell you something? That something like that could happen outside our RV door, which is like what, plywood? Yet we were able to sleep. Had the best sleep of my life that night. And my husband couldn't quite wrap his mind around it. And so we moved to it just so happened there was an RV park opened that day. So we moved our RV to the RV park. And guess what? That RV park was about 45 minutes away from where that murder happened. Guess what? The murderer was found down the street from that RV park. And what are the chances? Of all the directions this guy could have gone, he ended up 45 minutes away to the RV park we went to. Still not afraid. Nothing's allowed to happen to you unless it's going to grow you. So stop being so damn scared. Y'all can't actually believe that I'm the only one this heavily protected. We all have protection. We're all here to do what we came here to do. So stop being so afraid of how loved and amazing you are. Because that's what it boils down to. That's what I finally figured out. It took me years to figure it out. And that's what I finally figured out. I didn't want to come live because, not because I was scared you guys wouldn't like me. I didn't want to be seen because I was afraid to be recognized for what and who I am. A testament to truth, to the tenacity of soul, to the sanctity of the promises that you made that you're not going to go back on. I can tell you that right now. You're not going to go back on those promises that were made of soul. You're just not. Soul has too much integrity. So fight it, flow with it. It's up to you. But it's happening. And it's happening quick. It's happening soon. So you can either ride the wave or be crushed by it. No matter what, you don't perish. You continue to exist and you learn. And then you fulfill what you promised to do. That's just that. With that said, I have to get going. I have a session coming up. You guys, please don't be crushed. It's not fun. Getting crushed is not fun. But you survive it. And you know what else? Every time you get broken, you get rebuilt. And every place where you break, you get fortified. So if you ever look at me and think, damn, this girl is so strong, that's because I've been broken so many times and rebuilt so many fucking times. This is a life of being broken and rebuilt. To the point where I'm no longer afraid. I'm no longer down. When things happen and life tries to break me, I'm like, hurry it the fuck up. We ain't got all day. Come on, break me, rebuild me. Let's get this on. Get going. Let's go. Get to that point. Because you will never be broken just to break you. You will never be broken and not rebuilt. But you will have times where you get broken and then you get rebuilt and fortified, but you refuse to see it. And mentally you choose to stay in that place, that snapshot of when you were broken, but you're not actually broken anymore. You've been rebuilt. You just don't want to acknowledge it. That's perfectly fine. But you're still going to honor the promises you made as soul. That I promise you. Because that's how that shit works. All right, guys, if this resonated, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. Share this shit out because people need to know this information. Change is coming. You know, after the storm terraforms the environment. It changes the landscape. We are the fucking storm. You're being activated. You're being activated. You're being called to duty. We are the storm. It's about to start raining. All right, guys, I gotta let you go. Bye.